battle, Aisha does not only participate, she was the one who made a very heavy move against who? Against Imam Ali. And she knew that Imam Ali does not contribute to the killing of who? Of Usman. She knew quite all right. After the whole battle, Imam Ali arranged that Aisha should be escorted back to Medina. She doesn't even know that Imam Ali, with his wisdom, when the cattle where that she was climbing, she was on top. When Imam Ali sent some people to go and cut the leg of the camel, what happened? He said, "Yeah, Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr ko, huh?" He said, "You should go. That is the brother of who? Aisha." He said, "You should go near that camel. When she's about to fall, you should hold her." When the camel was struck and Aisha was about to fall, then Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr hold her. Then Aisha, because she thought she has gotten opportunity. That is why you don't give opportunity to your enemy. She doesn't know that Imam Ali is more strategical than her. He said, "Oh, see what they are doing to the wife of the Holy Prophet." But she has forgotten that she's the wife of the Holy Prophet. And Allah said in the Holy Prophet, "Wala tabarrujal." Has she forgotten this verse? Why is it only now that she's seen that her right has been tampered with? Whereas nobody tampered with it. Immediately she said that, then Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr told her that, "I am the one, your brother, no one else. Or your brother has no right to touch your hand again. I'm your brother." Then he gave all what she needs to escort her back to Medina. When the entire world was under him during his own caliphate, after the killing of the third caliph, what happened? He did not go for it. That is why the difference between Imam Ali and the praying politicians is more than, in fact, 1 billion miles. Because they are just after their ego, their interest. They are self-centered. When the people who killed Usman rushed to Imam Ali, everybody, because when the time of anything comes, you cannot avert it. They all rushed to Imam Ali that we want to give you bayah. Imam Ali said, "No, I will not take. But if you say I should take, I will give you condition. You are not the one to give me what? If it is politician of nowadays, if you say we would like you to do this, say we will do more than that. Inside his mind, he knows he's telling lie because he just want to grasp the position." Then Imam Ali alayhi salam told them that the only condition that will make me to be your leader is that I'm going to follow the path of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, follow Quran, follow the path of the Holy Prophet. And if there is anything, I use my own judgment. Because the Holy Prophet told Imam Ali, "A'lamukum Ali." The most knowledgeable among you is who? Ali. In the eyes of Sahabas, he said it. Therefore, power was unable to distract Imam Ali from his goal. That is why this dunya that has beclouded our eyes, that we cannot see. Dunya, Imam Ali was telling dunya, "Ya dunya, gorri goiri, walata gorni." He said, "You can go and deceive other people, not me. You cannot deceive me. Ya dunya, tolaktuki thalatha marrat, la raji'ata fiha." "Oh dunya, I have divorced you 3 times. No more coming back to it." That is what we call talakul al-bayina. Is that not so? When you do talak bayina, you are not going back to it, except when you fulfill some conditions. Therefore, to conclude my speech is that how far we learn about Imam Ali. This sacrifice that Imam Ali has made, he made sacrifice throughout his life. When we are saying Imam Ali is not only the leader of Muslims, he's the leader of the entire mankind. That is why that George Jodako of Lebanon, that Christian, he said, "Who told Muslims that Imam Ali is for them?" No, Imam Ali is for everybody. It's not for only Muslims. He's not a Muslim, but he said Imam Ali is not only for Muslims, it's for everybody. Therefore, we need to learn. We need to imbibe the teachings of Ahlul Bayt in us. The teaching that after the death of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people like Salman, people like Malik al-Ashtar and others learn from Imam Ali alayhi salam. Let us learn it. Let us imbibe this in our characters, so that it is not only names. When you ask, you say, I'm a follower of Ahlul Bayt, but when you portray your character, somebody will say, oh, it is even better not to be a what? Follower of Ahlul Bayt. Today, Imam Ali served as illuminating light to the entire universe. If you come talk of politics, is there anybody that is more aware of what politics is more than Imam Ali? Nobody. See the letter of Imam Ali to Malik al-Ashtar more than 1,300 years. The United Nations, when this man from Ghana was Kofi Annan, Secretary General, he said he advised the other Arab worlds and other nations to go and read the letter of Malik al-Ashtar, because there he explained everything, how politics is. It's only Imam Ali that will not take revenge because you offended him. No. Whenever he's taking revenge, he's taking it for the sake of who? Almighty Allah. That was why you see during the battle, which battle is the Battle of Hunayn? I've forgotten. See what happened. Imam Ali, when one of those soldiers was arrested and they were tied, when Imam Hussein was passing, that soldier of the other camp called Imam Hussein. He said, "Yeah, Hussein, please tell your father that the rope is itching my what? My hands. Please tell him to reduce it a little." Imam Hussein alayhi salam went to his father. He said, "Ya Abi, oh my father, that soldier said the rope is itching his hand." Imam Ali told Imam Hussein, "You know us now. We cannot punish him to that level that we will tie it in such a way that the rope will itch him." He's telling lie. But he asked Imam Hussein, "But you, what answer did you give him?" He said, "Ya Abi, you know us. Nobody will ask us and reject that person. We will never reject the request of who? Of anybody." He said, "Okay." Hence he said, "Is itching him, go and untie it a little." Upon all that he was telling lie. That is Imam Ali for you, alayhi salam. The sacrifices he made, all those 3 wars he fought during his lifetime, it is not easy. That is why you see, when it comes to upon all the evil of Khawarij, he was advising that Khawarij should not be treated like other ones, because they sought for the truth and they couldn't, because of their insincerity, they couldn't get it. But the other camp, which is the camp of Muawiyah and others, they are only after what? Falsehood. That is why upon all that the Khawarij are enemies, they are still being paid from the Baitul Mal during the time of Imam Ali alayhi salam. When you have enemies, you have to be more wiser than your enemies. Because if you are not wise, you will end up destroying yourself, destroying even the Islam.